Welcome back. We are back on the road on the way to Palm Springs, back to school. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is back to school time, because if you ask me, and nobody did, but if anybody were to ask me, back to school is something that should not exist. Should have go to school time, and then you should just stay in school. I'm not saying there should never be vacations, but we should have a lot of frequent vacations throughout the year, not quite so long. None of this 2-3 month vacation stuff. For a long time, people have recognized that the 3-month vacation is not beneficial to the educational process, but we keep doing it because everybody likes the vacation time. Everybody likes having the long break. If schools are not appealing, the idea of going to school year-round is not appealing, that's not a problem with the calendar. That's a problem with what they're doing in school. School should be something everyone from kindergarten through grad school should be excited about and eager to attend. If schools were doing what they should be doing, being exciting places of learning and discovery and making connections, then it would be easy to go to year-round schools. We can't talk about competing in the United States on a global playing field when we go to school 180 days and the Japanese, as one example, go 220. We just have to recognize the value of education and say, how are we going to pay for it? How are we going to make it work? But apart from that, I would like to see us go to year-round schools, even if they were only 180 days still. And one side benefit of that would be that we could get away from the notion that school starts in September. I don't think we should have any starting point for the year. I think school should be ongoing, and when kids are ready to start school, they should start school. Recently, I read Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers. One of the things he examines in that book is sports teams. And in sports that have a definite start to the year, the kids born in the first half of the year had a decided advantage throughout their lifetime. And it's not surprising. You're going to have some kids who come in at one end of the limits of that year and other kids at the other end. And at a young age, kids go through huge developmental changes. So the kids who are ahead at the start, because they're a year older and therefore somewhat more intellectually developed, somewhat more cognitively developed, they're going to be having better, coordination, strength. They're going to have advantages in their performance, and then through the years, frequently those advantages get magnified. If we rearranged school so that it went year-round, and rather than having grade levels the way we have now, we just taught topics on maybe an 8-week basis, then every couple of months you could have another batch of kids coming in. And nobody would have that huge advantage or disadvantage depending on which part of the year they were born in, whether they were the oldest kids in their grade or the youngest kids in their grade. This would have an advantage for teachers and school systems as well. Any teacher working in a traditional school system will tell you that it takes a number of weeks, sometimes months, in order to get methods and procedures and the way a class runs down for the students. If classrooms were ongoing, then a teacher would be able to establish a flow to their classroom, and you would have students who had been there a while would understand, and class would operate in a certain way, and students who joined it would see what was going on and learn from the kids who were already there, working in a functioning, ongoing system, how that class works. So in the long run then, I don't think back to school should be a concept we should have. We should start school when we're ready, and then we should stay in school. We should continue to learn and be excited about learning and making discoveries and connections and growing as human beings throughout our lives. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will talk to you again soon, hopefully.